Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social in association with William Hill and Empire Fight Store. Eddie Hearn, how are we, mate?
I'm good. Great night at boxing. So happy for Leigh Wood. Thought it was an unbelievable performance. I mean, schooled Mauricio Lara, beat him up, frustrated him, and won a wide decision to become a two-time world champion. Unbelievable. You know, guts from Leigh Wood. You know, picking Mauricio Lara in the first place, then rematching him straight away, then fighting him when he was a weight division above him. You know, him and Ben Davison deserve a lot of credit, and you know, it was a great performance.
You've acted cool, calm and collected, especially on Friday where you were probably on form most, but I suppose that was probably the most stressful day of the week with everything that came on weight-wise. But they clearly did prove as to why they believed in themselves so much.
Yeah, I mean, those kind of things that happen, as I always say, you go through so many of those experiences that in the end, it's just another day at the office. And the difficult decision for Ben and Leigh was, do they carry on with the fight? There was a lot of criticism, as there always is, of Ben, you know, especially when he threw the towel in the first fight. Was it the right decision? Absolutely was the right decision. You know, that was his chance to win a world title. They checked his weight this morning. They were happy with that weight as well. And, you know, there'll be people, Lara was flat, he just got schooled, he got frustrated. And, of course, his head will be down after getting stripped of his title. But he still came to win, and that was the reason that Leigh Wood picked Lara in the first place. They believed he could do it, and they proved he was right.
Eddie, when I spoke to Leigh Wood on Wednesday, I said it was a lapse in concentration. He said it wasn't a lapse in concentration. There were a few minor things that needed to be tweaked. At the time, I almost thought it just sounded a little bit mad because it seemed like a lapse in concentration. They clearly, everything that they said just was bang on.
I guess, you know, you've got to get it spot on for 12 rounds if you're going to beat him on points, and that's what he did tonight. Like, Lara was thrown heavy, especially in the first 8 rounds of the fight, and he caught Leigh, but he never caught him clean. So the adjustments that he made, you know, the moments that he did switch on, the moments that he didn't bite off too much, were all those times. And Lara was very dangerous in the first 6 rounds. But Leigh just started to hurt him, he started to break him down, he started to frustrate him. And Lara became tired, he lacked the power towards the back end of the fight, and started to not throw his toys out the pram, but, you know, just realised that he was beat up in this fight. And I think the best way to describe it is Leigh schooled him.
Eddie, just a quick run through the rest of the card, please.
Yeah, I thought Jack Catchell was fantastic. Props to Dale Foley, fantastic. You know, didn't stop trying to win. He'll be back for sure. Terry Harper, well done after a very frustrating week. Shout out to Ivan Hebazin. Really good English title fight as well. Danny Ball looked like a good talent, actually. I thought it was a good performance from him. Akib Fiaz getting off the deck from a massive left hook. Showed a lot of heart. Aaron Bowen in a tough fight, good performance. Campbell Hatton with another stoppage. And William Croller, great professional debut. And, you know, looking forward to seeing him back.
Eddie, Lawrence Okolie has lost his world title tonight. 5 10-8 rounds, yet one judge managed to score it 112-112. Look, we weren't there, we haven't seen the fight, but just on that alone, mad. Congratulations to Billam-Smith. Also, he's come out post-fight and said this one was for his mum who's suffering with breast cancer. Us being around the sport know what a great guy Chris Billam-Smith is.
Really nice guy. I mean, look, I've worked with both guys. Chris is the gentleman, you know, he is a gentleman, and I think the great thing about Chris, sometimes you get a fighter like that who, no disrespect, was never really destined to be a world champion, but he's worked so hard, and Shane's done a great job with him, and he's been, with this word we always use, Parsons, consistent. He's been consistent, he's lived a life, you know, he's always been in shape, and tonight he became world champion. It's a massive achievement for him, and you know, I know they've got the rematch clause, but I don't know what's going to happen with that, and you know, he could go on and be in big unification fights, so congratulations to him.
Eddie, for Lawrence, I don't sort of want to dwell on that too much, but a lot of people sort of were confused when he changed promoter, manager, trainer. Does it sort of seem like...
Look, I think you can't start sticking the knife in now just because he lost. He's been poorly advised, Lawrence Okolie. You know, but it's what it is. You know, he believed he could beat Billam-Smith on away soil, and you know, he wanted the big unification fights. He's had 2 fights there now, and they haven't been, and he's got beat. But you can get beat anytime. You know, it's not. He was definitely poorly advised, but it's irrelevant when you're talking about the fights. And you know, I wish him all the best.
He has evoked the rematch clause. Wise decision.
He's what?
He has evoked the rematch clause. Do you think that's a wise?
I mean, not being funny, where's Lawrence Okolie going to go? Like, he's not. No one's going to be overly interested to watch him fight non-title fights, even when he's in a title fight. And you know, at least there is a little bit of drama in a rematch. It's not great for Billam-Smith, but it's just what happens when you have a voluntary defence. So I don't know, you know, that really worked well outdoors at Bournemouth, but obviously they can't do that again. So I don't know where they put that fight, but you know, he was the champion. Giving Billam-Smith a shot, and rematch clause is standard procedure.
Just two more quick ones. Mick Conlan, a good friend of us all, unfortunately stopped again tonight against Lopez. Lopez looked sort of very good against Warrington. I suppose Warrington's stock now goes up off the back of that. I suppose maybe Wood, Warrington now.
I thought Josh Warrington was really unlucky not to win that fight against Lopez, and it shows you how good Josh Warrington is. And Lopez is a dangerous fighter. We said before, I don't know if it was with you, I think Conlan either gets stopped inside 6 rounds or he wins the fight. And he got stopped in, I think, the 5th round. It's a brutal knockout. You know, Mick's a great lad, Adam Booth, great team. You know, they really care about each other, and, you know, gutted to see him get beat against 2 heavy knockouts that he suffered. And he's a great fighter, great guy, and wish him all the best.
Eddie, it's crazy the way boxing works. This morning after the 5k run at 11 a.m, I'm speaking to you, asking about sort of this whole Tyson Fury Joshua thing. You hadn't received a contract, I believe now you have. It's come out, you still haven't. So reports were circulating this evening that the contract that you have received since those comments is same terms, 50-50 with a 60-40 with a 50-50 rematch if Anthony Joshua wins.
Let me just check before I make myself look stupid.
This is the report circulating this evening.
No, we have not received the contract. By the way, George Warren didn't say he sent a contract. What George Warren did was sent me an email to say we would like to make the fight in September. Same terms as we discussed last time. Let's discuss. We've never been sent a contract. We don't need a contract yet, to be honest with you, because we haven't even agreed to do the fight yet. But we've never received a contract, that's for sure. But we have received an email saying we'd like to try and do the fight. I've also had various conversations with George Warren. Look, AJ doesn't believe Tyson Fury. He was fighting Jay Opataya yesterday. He was fighting Dempsey McKean the day before. He was fighting John Jones the day before that. So who knows? But Tyson definitely, I believe, would make the fight. We are focused on an August fight, probably against Dillian Whyte, and a December fight in Saudi against Deontay Wilder. If they don't work out, or would we consider a Tyson Fury fight in September? Absolutely. And we'll have those conversations. But we've been here before. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to post on Instagram. Stop, you know, I hope people don't start calling people out, calling deadlines on, because you've only got to look at the responses to the posts. Problem is people don't believe Tyson Fury anymore, and AJ doesn't either. I can, and I know George wants to try and make the fight, but it's just a confidence to base your career around that. And I don't know whether we're going to do that or whether we look to do it. Happy to discuss, see what happens in Saudi this week, and then we go from there.
Sorry, just quickly, any update on the Saudi Arabia front?
No, just that. Once again, we're being told that fight is going to happen, and they'll do everything to make it happen, and we believe them.
Can you drop this one on?
What is it?
Go on, stick it on.
Man, my head's massive. I'm not putting that on.
Go on.
What is it? Courtiers.
Go on, stick it on, please.
No, mate.
Please, the clicks.
I'm like Kevin the Teenager, or whatever his name is.
Eddie, top man, thank you very much.